the day they colonized our country in 1652, they continued to inflict pain on us. Angola today, Angola today, Angola since Matlangu awuthe Solomone ores kupyusena onasitolakai Amandla
wethu.
That young man, that young leader, that young comrade, that young communist who was hanged by a regime on the 6th of April, the day they colonized our country in 1652, they continued to inflict pain on us. But that young man, who today we must not forget about, when he went to the gallows, he was very conscious, very clear. And he said to his mother, as part of his last words, just few sentences, and I want to paraphrase him. He said, "Mama, tell my people that I love them and that they must continue the struggle, that my blood will nourish the tree that will bear the fruits of freedom." That's Solomon Mahlangu. I remember him say something about, a little bit about some of our leaders. But Program Director, thank you very much for giving me this time. I know it's a little bit late, and our team was worried that I'll keep you too long. But I felt it was important that while we're having a celebration, we must also allow our partners and our guests to have time to speak to us and not say we should walk the microphone. This is our party. This is our celebration. And I'm glad that they've all given our messages, their messages, and we want to really thank you from the bottom of our heart. I will acknowledge you individually. Let me first acknowledge the leadership of our Central Committee, our officials present here, Comrade Joyce Muloe Muropa, our National Treasurer, Comrade Matala Masuku, our First Deputy General Secretary. Other officials, we have expressed their apologies. Members of our Central Committee, in their majority, they are here. This manifesto we're going to share with you today was approved by a full component of the Central Committee, which was convened as a special Central Committee after the Special Politburo also processed the manifesto. On Thursday, just around 1:45 in the morning, we got the full final adoption of every single point in our manifesto by an overwhelming members of the Central Committee. So today we hear from the Sunday world that the leadership of the SACP is not part of this process. That's absolute lies. It's fake stories. It's pathetic. It's disappointing. will plead with the media. Tell the truth. To tell the truth, as Bertolt Brecht once said, it's revolutionary. Don't lie. I will then obviously request later on our provinces, our provincial leaders, particularly our provincial secretaries and chairpersons present here, and members of our central committee to join me in front as I hand over our people their manifesto. Let me therefore acknowledge our provincial secretaries and chairpersons that are here, and that I realize that in the acknowledgement of others, Comrade Bekeso was missed. He's here as our provincial secretary from the Free State. Can I share my Comrade Jones? I see that this mic is troubling me. Yes, if it can fit. Comrade Bekistofile is here. He wasn't acknowledged. Or he was, ultimately. Oh, sorry, because initially I thought that they missed him and they could have acknowledged Comrade Tebo, the Deputy Provincial Secretary, was also here. I equally acknowledge the leadership of our Young Communist League, led by Comrade Jan Nabani, who gave us a message here, and members of the National Committee present here. Comrade Jan is a special recipient of our Red October Acknowledgement Award for his hard work in the People's Red Caravan. He is an agriculturalist by training. He's an academic. So sometimes he gets overly involved in the process of the People's Red Caravan. Comrade Zola and Mpo, the General Secretaries of NEHAU and NUM, and Comrade Mike Shingange, the Deputy President of COSATU, Ningas Shy. This man, I stopped him after he worked 29 hours non-stop on a PRC site. It was not acceptable. When we launched it, that was Mutlabe. When we launched it, when we handed over the project, it was not in the wall. I had to go and take him from the PRC site to force him to go and sleep, because he wanted to finish the deadlines, overseeing the projects directly by himself, and we want to appreciate his effort. And of course, the leadership of our team in the PRC, including Comrade Tebo Padu from our Politburo, who is responsible for processes that deals with community development, also working with Comrade PJ Mguni in this regard. These are members that sometimes don't report to the HQ, they report to the sites as their workplaces. The workplaces, recently for instance, Comrade PJ was constructing a house, Comrade Muhlare, in Gladstone, of an old lady who was living in a terrible space. When we had a PRC there, we left him there to construct the house and said the mandate is to come back to Johannesburg once we finish the house. The house is finished for the old lady. We appreciate Comrade PJ. Of course, our leadership of our alliance, Comrade Opa Khatebe from Sanko, the leadership of the province here, as well as members of the NEC delegated to be here on our anniversary and our manifesto launch. We appreciate your presence. Comrade Mike, you are not delegated, but we acknowledge you are present. You are also a direct member of our central committee in your own right. We acknowledge the leadership of NEHAU, led by President Nyameka Makanda, and the Deputy President, Comrade Linda, They are with their General Secretary, Comrade Zola Sapeta. He's a member of our Central Committee in his own right, Comrade Zola. I don't know why he's seated there, where he's seated. But something special has to be said about this Red Union. Now, the working class of this country and of the world will never forget you, will always etch you in their hearts. You have never abandoned the class struggle and class interest as a union. The unionists all over the world can never be confused by their class interest. The union stands for the working class, for the workers, the leading detachment of the working class. Anything contrary to that, it's not a red union. It's not a revolutionary union.